Hello all, my name is Max. I'm the Space Master for you today. It was rather disappointing two starts actually. This is the third time I've restarted this. The first time because of the database errors, and then the second time because I did two tutorials and that video format's not working uh, on YouTube. Very unfortunate, but we'll move on with life. Um, so this is the third time. Anyway, we'll pick up where we left off, which is exploration. Exploration here, as you recall, we surveyed all of our solar system. Um, you can see all the little circles there. So I'm going to narrow it down to asteroids with minerals only. Gets rid of a ton of clutter, just absolute ton. And if you remember correctly, we had three new ships joining our survey task group. Um, so we have a total of three Agincourts, all with proper maintenance. Um, and this is what that looks like here. We have uh, two engineering spaces and one maintenance storage bay. So our maintenance life is about 6 years, and we have 1,100 parts and a deployment time of 48, which was a problem in the second tutorial. You didn't see that. Um, so let's go ahead and get started on that. Um, what you want to do is come up here to our task groups, go to our survey task group. Now they're all in the same task group here. One thing that you can do uh, is go to special orders, give them all the special orders for the survey task group that they should need, and then you want to go to task group orders, go to Earth. We're going to start here at Earth, that's where they are already, and we're going to tell them to divide the fleet into single ships, um, which would be which is useful, especially when entering into a new system, when they're coming together as a task group. It helps for certain, just different purposes. Anyway, let's go ahead and give that order. And what they're going to do, just like last time, they're going to work together and go over all the jump body survey points here. So let's go ahead and give them a good 5 days to get out there. Yes, they have to get that first order. All right. Oh, that's right. This is something I forgot to do. Okay, so 5 days, and you can see they're all sort of going out there to their own jump point survey locations, and they're going to go ahead and get started surveying the area. They have survey points. That's I think per day. I'm sorry, they each have one per day as part of the Agincourt because of the gravitational survey sensors. That's one of per hour. Per hour. So they're going to get 24 in a day, and SP needed 252, which would be 10 days to finish up one survey point, and that's 30 of them, so 300 days. Take one ship, a little less than a year to do it, but we have 6 ships going all at once here. So, um, that was quick to get the Empire in debt. Oh, I just subsidized a ton. Um, so we're going to go ahead and let them sort of discover a few things here. Okay, so we've just found 2 jump points. Absolutely fantastic. What we will do now is send survey task group 1. I'm going to remove these current orders that does not mess with anyone else out there, and tell them to go to the uh, standard transit jump point 1. Number 2 is going to go to number 2. All right. Oh, I'm going to remove all these orders. Jump point survey locations. It's not going to mess with the people who are left behind, and he's going to jump into number 2 here. So let's go day by day. All right, Proxima Centauri. Looks like a pretty big um, uh, system because of the narrow, how small the jump points are in between. But and you can see 10.4. But if we switch to Sol here, at their minimum view, it's 22. Point B. And to give you some idea of how big our solar system is, we can do a orbit comparison of Pluto. And I'm going to turn off our civilian contacts here so you can sort of get an idea. You see that blue ring there? That is Pluto. And right about matches up with our jump points. And the distance between each jump point varies between system and system. The wider out, the longer these SP points are. So let's go ahead and switch to Proxima, and let's pull up an orbit comparison. And there's Pluto. It is pretty smaller than Sol in comparison. So remember, things are deceiving. Pull up orbit comparison. That gives you a baseline to figure it out. Once a survey task group comes in, the way we have it set up is they go to the nearest system body and try to figure out what all's on there. So you can see he's going to comet number 6 there. Alright, and they've discovered some minerals out there. Let's keep on going here. And we found a new system. Again, the minimum view here is 1.4. If we want to get a comparison, there's Pluto. So even smaller system than before. Alright, looks like we found another jump point here in the meantime. So I'm going to take that guy, survey task group 3, remove all of his orders and tell him to go through that little wormhole. So we'll speed things up a little bit here. Minerals located, that's excellent. Maintenance problems. The ship now has 1100, which is fine. If they didn't have enough systems, that ion drive would be disabled and it would slow down the ship. Alright. A new system is discovered. These guys came in through Sol. And this one's interesting. You see this gold ring here, which is different than the previous rings. That's another sun. This is a dual system. I don't know the word, excuse me, but it has two star systems in there. And this one's got a planet orbiting around it, the second sun, as does the first sun. So if we zoom in a little bit, you can see there's a couple planetary bodies in there. And if we take a look at this sun, oh, that hot enough for you? Wow. So there's the relative size of that planet right next to that sun. Pretty crazy. Anyway, we'll let them continue on doing their thing. Another maintenance problem. Let's see if they found any. I'm going to speed this way up, go to 30 days. Okay, ore is not possible. Oh, we'll come back to this. Ruins located. Perfect. No, nothing yet. Oh, another jump point in the Sol system. Let's go ahead and take our survey ship number 4. Tell him to go through that one, which is now jump point number 2. The reason they change is this one is the closest to the sun. This is the second closest to the sun. This is the third closest, fourth closest. So that's why they change. We'll remove all the jump points and tell him to go on through. Yet another one. That's fantastic. Tell him to go through the now very close one to the sun. Okay, minerals located. Oh, look at this. And we found a jump point within the system. Um, this one's an interesting one. You see that red box around it? That means someone other than you has surveyed this system and put a jump gate on there. There's no jump gate here around your jump point here, but there is a jump gate here. If it's orange, that means you built it. If it's red, that means someone else built it. So take that as you will. You see these little filled in dots here. That means they've been surveyed. I'm going to turn those off to remove the clutter. And I'm going to ask this survey task group to go through this jump point here. And we found another system, a much smaller system than before. Um, and the one that we just sent our guy through, this is that one. You can tell by an exploration of the jump point in Seoul is that one. This one's through Leuten 726 Bravo. Or, I'm sorry, 8. My eyes are not what they used to be, let me tell you, my friends. And you can tell that that has a jump gate around it again. That could mean that, you know, the another some other bad guys came in and did your MPRs, or it was already there and the precursors have put the jump gate there. I would say that the precursors put the jump gate there because we found ruins in Lutein 7268. That's just my theory on that. Sometimes you'll just find them there. Let's see, this one seems to have an asteroid belt, and he's searching through the asteroids. Alright, you'll see the unrest is increasing on the moon. Oh yes, we had renamed that to the moon. And that is just a give and take between the infrastructure that's being flexed in as well as the colonists being brought in. So you'll get some increasing unrest and decreasing back and forth. That's just to reflect the market demand. We'll keep going here. Okay, so it looks like we found yet another jump point system, or another jump point. This one does not have a jump gate around there. We'll send him through there. Alright, this one's a very large system. You can tell by it saying 0.11 light years. We can do an orbit comparison of Pluto, and even that one's not coming up. Do 10 times Pluto, and that little blue circle is 10 times Pluto. So very, very, very large system. Indeed. And you can zoom in and sort of get an idea of how big it is. At least here, Pluto's here, so the jump points should cost less than Sol, making for a quicker survey. But what is here? Well, on A, on the first star, we don't have too much. On the second star, not too much going on, and on the last star, we have a ton. Looks like an asteroid belt and some big planets there. Unfortunately, you're probably not going to be able to get out there to survey it because it's so far away. And that's just the nature of that beast there. So how do we keep how we keep track of all our different systems? Well, the best way to do this, for example, how do you get to Easy Aquari through Seoul? Which jump gate is it? I don't remember. Do you? It's just a little bit more difficult to keep in mind after you have 50 systems. And remember, we put in the very beginning of Thousand Systems. Well, how do you keep track of that? It's this galactic map. And what I like to do, come up here to System Positions, change the grid size to 35. This is going to help you keep track of the different surveys. Hold down Shift, left click on one of these little green guys here, and drag it. And you can see how I'm just dragging. All right. Sort of bring them out a little ways here, and hit Line Up. And they are now all lined up to a grid. And we can make a little bit more sense of this grid. You'll notice that this grid, I'm putting it deliberately up and to the left. That way it drops down to the right. So we'll line up here, and there we go. So what does all this mean? Sol has a blue dot with a 1 next to it. That means it has one planetary body on there that's habitable, and for a cheap cost too, which is very, very nice. And that actually happens to be Earth. This golden dot with a 1 means that there's one jump point in there that has not been explored, so we can branch off another one. This red circle means that the jump point survey has not been completed for this system or any other system. The green line means it's a connection, but the gold line means that there's a jump point between both systems. So if we had a jump gate going here, it'll still be a green line. You have to have it both ways, and that becomes a gold line. The starship means that we have someone there, and obviously we don't have anyone here, is what that means. Hit Save Positions, and that'll save where these are for the next time you load this one up. There's a few different things in here that you can play around with. You can There's a quick overview. How many have colony costs of 2 or less? Well, there's 1, that's Sol. What about 2 to 4? Well, there's 2 out there, and you can change that by hitting Display and show suitability 2 to 2.9. There's 1, there's 1, there's 2, so a few different ones there. Show time to system at speed below. So if we click on okay, show distance from the selected system, and then click that one, and you click on Sol. If you're going 1,000 kilometers per second to get from Lutein to Van Maan's star, it takes 60 days, whereas to Wolf 359 it takes 23 days, 42 days, and so on and so forth. Let's see. And most of these you can just sort of play around with, take a look at on your own. Anyway, there you go. That's how you use the galactic map. Remember, you're holding down Shift and left clicking and dragging when you do this. Alright? And then restore puts it right back to where it was. So even if you see, when you're doing that, that's not Shift clicking. So when you save the positions, but then you want to reline it up, you can always hit restore to get back to where it was. Save. All right, well, there we go. One thing that you may want to do is change the name theme. So if this branch is going to be, we can call this branch the United Kingdom. You can rename everything that branches off of Lutein. We'll auto rename this to London. You can change this one to go back to, we'll just call this whole branch, everything off of London here, part of the United Kingdom. Double click on it, hit auto rename, and now it's Manchester, which is part of the theme of over here. You might want a different theme for going up there and up there, and that's for your own organization. Just change the name thing here, and it'll automatically save. So if you find another jump point off of London or Manchester, it'll be named whatever's next along the English line of names. Um, oh, I don't know, Stevenage, probably. All right, well, there you go. There's the tutorial for exploring and using Galactic Map.